Hi beautiful souls, and welcome to the Mindful Movement Method. Today we're going to have a little workout that's really focused on opening our hips. So if you've been doing a lot of sitting, please come and join me now. So we need a cushion, a bolster or a block to start, just to raise up our hips so that our pelvis sits a little bit higher, so we can start with some conscious breath work. So when you're ready, take a seat on your bolster or your cushion. Fold your legs. If that doesn't feel right for your knees, you can always stretch one leg out or come into a position that feels comfortable for you. I want you to close your eyes down or just look down to the bridge of your nose. And sit up nice and tall, but soften your shoulders. Just becoming aware of your breath. Noticing the sides of your neck growing longer and your breath longer. Exaggerating the inhale and a slow exhale. Keep going with that pattern, making your inhale longer than it was before. And making your exhale the slowest one you've done so far today. Becoming aware of our breath, aware of our body, this wonderful tool that guides us through our day. Breathing in and out over 22,000 times. Now when you breathe in, try and breathe into your belly first of all. And maybe up into your chest. And then exhale from your chest. And then from your belly, getting every last breath out. Two more like that. Breathing into the tummy. Maybe up into the solar plexus, into your heart, and maybe up into your throat chakra today. And like a wave, exhale from the top first, rippling down to your belly and connecting through the base of your root chakra to the ground. One more like that. Inhale, feel that energy coming from the base of your root chakra up into your heart, into your throat, and then the longest exhale through your mouth so far today. Sighing it all out. Empty, release, let go until there's no more left. A little pause down the bottom if you can. And when you're ready, just coming back to your normal breath pattern. What are some words that are describing the way that you feel now, purely after a 2 to 3 minute breath practice? I feel like I have more space to breathe, more energy that can be allowed into my body. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. So as I mentioned before, this movement series we're going to do is great if you've been doing a lot of sitting or you're just suffering from tight hips. So all you need is a mat or somewhere comfortable to protect your bones and your joints. And just move your bolster or your cushion out to the side. We're going to start lying down onto your back. Lying down onto your back, and let's bring your legs up towards the ceiling. Now yours might be slightly bent, and that's okay as long as your tailbone is heavy on your mat. So we don't want this tucking up of your pelvis. So if your knees need to bend, please do so. If they can straighten, fantastic. But again, make sure your sit bones are heavy onto the mat. Well, I'm just going to turn front on so you can see. I call this exercise tick-tock. So we're going to be doing this clock motion with our legs, okay? So bring your legs up towards the sky. From there, we're going to start by opening your right leg. And as the right leg opens, reach to the toes of your left leg and lift the left glute off the mat. Now this right leg hopefully has come all the way down to the ground. Take your arms out to the height of your shoulders, but your palms are facing down. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, engage your tummy and slowly bring your right leg back to the center. Let's go to the other side. Open your left leg slowly, reach your opposite toes to the ceiling and feel your right sit bone lift off the ground. So this top leg is still reaching towards the ceiling. So we've made kind of a 90-degree angle here. On your next exhale, use your tummy as you slowly come back to the center. Turning onto the side so you can see from this angle. When you're ready, arms are at the height of your shoulder, our shoulders are heavy into the ground, and open up one leg. Reach your toes to the ceiling of the opposite leg, getting this nice rotation through your lower spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract the tummy. Leg back to center. Last side, opening up. Opposite sit bone lifts off the ground. Breathe into the sides of your ribs and waist. And exhale, leg back to the center. We're going to add on this time, so feel free to come and join me or just stay with that first option. Let's go right leg out to the side. Now, the following leg is going to come and meet it on top. Now this is quite a deep spinal rotation twist. And if you're feeling that that's too much, bend your knees. So we just lessen that lever. Any pinching in your lower spine, always bend those legs. If not, keep them extended. Take a big breath in. And I want you to try and reach for the toes of that top leg, but sink your sit bone back to the wall behind you. 2 more breaths. Close your eyes down if that feels all right. Every time you exhale, soften into the stretch. That chance to let go any tension that your body is still holding on to. Last one. Slowly windmill your legs one at a time back to the center. Now we go to the other side, so our left leg opens, or your other leg, touches the ground first, and then windmill your top leg over. Now every side feels a little bit different, so if you need to bend your knees, please do so. You'll notice this opposite shoulder might have slightly lifted off the ground, and that's fine. Maybe your head might turn to the opposite direction of your toes. You've got your 3 conscious breaths here. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, softening. Last one. And as you exhale, let that last bit of air come out and that heaviness through that top leg. When there's no more, let's bring our legs back to the center. And then just hug your knees into your chest like a little ball. Maybe you massage your lower spine in one direction. And let's reverse the other way. Coming back to the center, hold behind your inner thighs and just start doing a little rocking and rolling of that lower spine, massaging your vertebrae. Look down to your pubic bone, and when you've had enough, cross your legs and let's just come up to a high kneeling position now. So I'm just going to turn front on so you can see this position. So from here, make sure you've got some padding. If you don't have a lot of padding, you might want to fold your mat up just to get a bit of a double padding on that knee joint if you have sensitive knees. So from that position here, let's everyone bring our right foot forward. Now balance is a little bit tricky here. Take that right foot slightly out. So it's just a little bit further in line out to the side of that shoulder. Okay. Back toes can be long or tucked, whatever feels right for you. Now imagine a piece of string attached to the crown and you're lengthening off your vertebrae. Now from here, for the length of that left hip, your sit bone reaching down, and I want you to feel like there's a little bit of a tuck forward, yeah? A little bit of a tuck forward of that right hip. And then you're going to feel this stretch running down the thigh, running from maybe that hip flexor all the way down into that quadricep. Keep pushing the left hip forward. Now our left arm is going to come on over and side bend to your right. Side bending. That's it. Now as you side bend, shoulders and hips, we want to keep them square to the front. Take a big breath in. And soften as you exhale. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Yeah, as you exhale. Great job. And slowly come on. Oh, I've got some animals that have just come to join me. Hi, girls. Now from there, I want you to bring your fingers down in front of you. Now we're stretching out, this quad and even into the top of that hip flexor, into a muscle called the psoas or the iliopsoas that tends to join our top body to our lower body. Fingers here. It's a great stretch through that hip flexor. Nice and light. Now engage your tummy because the back leg, if I turn this way, there's a bit of an animal fight going on here today. Bring your toes at the back onto the mat. Engage your tummy and now lift the knee off the back. Now lengthen out through that back heel. Square your shoulders off and your hips. Now a light finger touch here if you can. This is an active stretch, so it will be working and stretching. Now both of your feet feel like they're plugging down into the ground and pulling in towards each other. Great job. Now from there, take a big breath in, shine your heart forward and hold as you exhale. Last one, straighten the front leg, but keep your feet where they are. This is our pyramid pose. So it's a long line pyramid. Relax the back of your neck. Plug that right hip back. So you really feel like that right sit bone is reaching to the wall behind you. Take a big breath in. Maybe you look up and lengthen through the spine and then soften as you exhale down. You can have a slight bend in that front leg if you need. Great job, everybody. Bring that left knee down to the ground. We're doing that same thing on the other leg. Okay, so onto your knees. Left leg comes forward. Feel free to widen it slightly if balance is a bit of a challenge, or have a wall on standby. Maybe you can move your mat over to that wall. Okay, I like my toes tucked at the back. It's a personal preference. Lengthen through the crown, engage through the tummy, and then have a little bit of a tuck forward. So we're scooping and pushing that right hip forward now. Take a big breath in as that same arm comes up and over, the same arm. So that's my right arm, my hip is pressing forward. Side bend to the left. Great, hold it there. Take a big breath in. So the same arm as the leg that you're kneeling on. And hold as you breathe out. One more breath in, expanding through the ribs. Hold as you breathe out and just notice, you can just get that little bit more juice into that stretch. Great job. And then coming up. Okay, lunging forward. So make sure that your toes are out further than your knee, first of all. Fingers are on either side. And then we're pressing gently this hip down to the ground. Hold for the breath in. Hold as you empty. Getting ready for our full lunge hip stretch here. So from this position, come onto the back toes if you're not already. Tighten up the belly and exhale as you float the right knee off the ground. Squaring the pelvis. plug your front heel and your back toes to the ground. And now engage them and feel like they're pulling in towards each other. Yes, hello inner thighs. Light fingertip touch if you can. Breathe in, open your heart. Hold as you exhale. Now leave your feet where they are. Long line pyramid pose. So we're trying to straighten our legs, but your front left leg can have a soft bend. Squaring your hips. Now this left leg, imagine there's a little piece of string attached to the back of that sit bone and it's lifting to the opposite wall. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Create some space and then empty. All the way down. So nice, guys. From there, step your back leg forward so we're in a forward fold stretch. Let's grab onto our elbows here. And maybe you sway from side to side. Shake your head yes and no a few times, whatever feels right. One last big breath into the back of your shoulders and your ribs. Hold as you empty. Can you get your thighs even closer towards your chest, releasing the tension. Let go of your elbows. Exhale, pull your navel towards your spine and slowly curl out vertebrae at a time. So nice. Take a big breath in as you shine your heart to the sky, reaching your fingers up. And then exhale, reach them down. Let's bring our hands to our heart, closing our eyes down, or just looking down to the ground. Just focusing on making that inhale longer and that exhale longer. Setting an intention for the rest of your afternoon, evening, or if you're doing this before bed, for your future sleep, beautiful long sleep that's about to happen, or even your day tomorrow. Take one last breath in. Feel that energy. Exhale, send that intention out to the universe. Keep your eyes closed, bring your hands down to your side with your palms facing forward into our Tadasana, our mountain pose to finish. Feel that strength. Feel your body grounded to the earth below and lifting to the sky above. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon or evening, and I look forward to seeing you soon.